Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Alinga Sise of Herbal Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who are still new, please kindly consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and I'll be smiling. Today, I'm super excited. Actually, it's an early morning when I'm making this video. And I want us to discuss something very important in this project, and that is about the lighting in these chicken houses from the brooder up to when these birds are laying, up to the time that you're laying them off. Because I've realized that most of us farmers, including myself, do not follow the light duration. That we do not actually know how long are these birds supposed to have with these lights. How long is the light supposed to be off? Both the artificial lights and the natural lights, let's say the sunlight. So today I want to give you the standard light duration inside your chicken house in 24 hours, okay? But before we do that, I want to address some few questions that I saw in the comment section that needed to be addressed. The first one, one member was concerned about the vaccination because yesterday was our day 8. Today is day 9 in this baby chick's life, and the person was so concerned that it is already day 8. Why is that we are not doing the vaccination? So if you can remember very well, our vaccination schedule is saying that our second vaccination, okay, the first vaccination was done from the archery. And then the second vaccination, we should do it between day 12 and day 14, of which we are going to do Newcastle disease vaccination and the infectious bronchitis. Okay, so that is why we haven't yet done the vaccination. So let us keep it in mind that our first vaccination at the brooder here will be from day 12, between day 12 and day 14. But one thing I've realized, most of people's vaccination schedule, I think, say day 7. But with this vaccination schedule that I got from these agents that supplied me with the birds, they say the first vaccination should be between day 12 and day 14. So that is why I did not do the vaccination. And then also, one member was asking about the feeding of these chicks, because he or she claims that according to the feed calculation that I gave yesterday, you find that for her, she's giving more than that, okay, beyond that. And even sometimes she finds when all the feeders are empty and the birds still want more feeds. Actually, when she puts the feeds, they will still consume more. Yeah? So was asking whether we are supposed to continuously give them the feeds and actually beyond the recommended kilograms, or like the person really needed an urgent answering. But what I can tell you is, with these layers, you need to give them the standard amount of feeds, the right amount of feeds. When we say 12 kilograms, now like they're already taking 12 kilograms, when we say 12 kilograms, let us endeavor to give them 12 kilograms per day. Because if we again tend to overfeed them, we shall realize that they'll pick up a lot of weight, of which sometimes will lead to obesity, sometimes will make them even not lay well. Okay, so with the layers, we need to follow the standard feed calculation or the feed amount that they are supposed to be given. Now, yesterday I said that within the first 3 days, you realize that the birds don't eat too much. So you find that the 8 kilograms, like now for my case, that we're taking 8.1 something. Okay, so you find that those 8.1 something was not consumed within the 3 days or the first 4 days. Okay, but now that there are 9 days like this, these birds are eating. You can see they are busy eating all the time, eating. So you realize that you look for a way of adding those few kilograms that remain, like to add for them to finish it. So the best way is for you to calculate how many kilograms of feed do these chicks need when they are in the brooder. You calculate it, and then you see how you can distribute those kilograms of feed within the 4 weeks. That is what I said yesterday. But okay, but for me here, I'm doing the measurement. Like some of you do not have the weighing scale, okay? But for me, every day I am doing the measurements and I'm giving them the right amount of feed. So what I can say is, please let us give these birds the right amount of feeds. That is very, very important. And then also, one member was also asking whether the charcoal water, I'm mixing it with the probiotics. No, the probiotics, we gave it for 3 days and we stopped. Now we are giving the charcoal water, of which we may stop it today, and then we give them some plain water. And then also, because remember, we are now soon reaching the vaccination, okay? So back to our topic of the day. Now, about the lighting in this chicken house, myself, I want to be honest. In the beginning, I was also not following this lighting duration that is supposed to be in these chicken houses. But okay, most people do not have the standard light duration that their birds are supposed to have within the 24 hours. So I have the standard one, of which for those who can maybe note it down, it is very, very important, because I've realized that sometimes it is very important to follow these guidelines. That is when you will succeed in this project. Now, and also another thing, most farmers always, their birds die when they start switching off the lights, because you realize that it is probably the first time these birds are staying in darkness. So when the lights go off, they run to the corners and so many birds end up dying. Personally, I lost so many birds before because of switching off lights, because I thought the lights were supposed to be 24 hours in the brooder. Then before the birds reach 12 weeks, the lights should be 24 hours. But that is not correct. So I want us not to fall a victim to that, because we now have the standard light duration in hours that we are supposed to follow. Now, I'm going to read to you from day 1 to day 30, okay? To day 30, and from day 28, it is now standard up to when you lay off these birds. Now, from day 1, when you bring in these chicks into the brooder, you leave for them the lights for 24 hours. And this light includes the artificial lights, let's say the bulbs that you may put, or the solar, and then the natural light, which is for the sunlight. So you leave for them those lights for 24 hours. Now, day 2, the lights will still be for 24 hours. When we come to day 3, the lights should be for 23 hours. Day 4, the lights should only be for 23 hours. So that means you will give them 1 hour. So that means at around 5 in the morning, you switch off the lights, okay? Or you can decide to switch off, let's say, within the night for 1 hour, then they sleep, then you switch on the lights, because they say the lighting should be for 23 hours. Then day 5, the light should be for 23 hours. Day 6, the light should be for 23 hours. Day 7, the light should be for 22 hours. Then day 8, the lighting should be for 20 hours still. Day 9, the light also should be for 22 hours. Day 8, we say the light should be for 22 hours. Day 9, the lighting should be for 22 hours. Day 10, the lighting should be for 21 hours. Day 11, the light should be for 21 hours. Day 12, this bird should have lights for only 20 hours. Then day 13, the birds should also have lights for only 20 hours. And then when we come to day 14, it drops to 19 hours. Day 15 still drops to 19 hours. Day 16, the birds should have 19 hours of light. Day 17, they should have 19 hours. Day 18, it should drop to 18 hours. And then day 19, it should drop to 18 hours. Then we come to day Day 20 should drop to 18 hours. Day 21, this bird should have lights for only 17 hours. Day 22, they should have lights for only 17 hours still. And day 23, they should have lights for 17 hours. Day 24, 17 hours. Day 25, 16 hours. Day 26, 16 hours. Day 27, the bird should have lights for 16 hours still. Then day 28, it now should drop to 15 hours. Day 29, 15 hours. Day 30, 15 hours. So from, let's say from day 18, from day 28 to day 30. Now, okay, like from day 28 until you lay these birds off, the lights should now be for 15 hours. But one thing I realize is that most farmers do not follow this, including myself. In the beginning, I was not following that. So from today and forth, if your birds are still young or you're planning to bring the birds, make sure you use those light duration inside your brooder, from the brooder to the time that you lay these birds off. Now for us, the birds are now 9 today. They are 9 days, and that means we should switch off lights at certain point, and like for at least for 2 hours, they should sleep for 2 hours. Then later we put on the lights. Okay, the light switching off normally happens at night, okay, because during day normally we have the sunlight, and so we have to follow this light duration. This is very, very important because these birds need to sleep, they need to rest, and if we don't follow this, sometimes you find that your birds will not even perform well. And when we don't start this from the time when these baby chicks are young like this, by the time that you're feeling like you have to switch off lights, because at one point you realize that the electricity bills is really high and you need to start switching off the lights for these birds. So when you start it when the birds are, let's say 12 weeks, 13, I've had so many farmers, including myself, have lost so many birds because of that. So when you start it late, you find that you will end up losing so many birds, because the birds will just, you immediately switch off the light like this, the birds will get scared and run up and down. They'll run to the corner and they'll squeeze others down. That is when birds are going to die a lot. So you have to keep in mind this light duration inside your chicken house. From the brooder, you must be considerate. You know, with poultry farming, if you want to be successful, guys, we have to follow most of these guidelines. So now, in the drinking water, I am still giving them the charcoal water. You see, there's charcoal in their drinking water, of which we are going to stop it today. And then we are, of course, the vaccination is coming soon. And then we are going to change to another herbal remedy. And then we shall continue from there. But one thing that I want us to know is that these herbal remedies are really helping my chicks a lot. I have not got any case of coccidiosis. I have not got any case of cough, let's say bird sneezing, birds wheezing, birds coughing. And those are some of the things that retards growth in your baby chicks. And when they start like not growing very well from the brooder like this, you'll find that those are the birds that will end up not laying when they get old. So please, I will still encourage you, let us embrace the use of these herbal remedies in our poultry house. Like, let us, okay, if it is hard for you to get some of these things, now you can specialize in these particular ones. Now, like you can, things like ginger, things like turmeric, things like garlic, those are very easy things to get. Even charcoal is very easy to get, because this charcoal that we are giving to these birds, believe me not, your chicken house will never have that bad ammonia smell. In fact, those who are in cages, I encourage you to mix the feeds with this charcoal. You will realize that honestly, your birds, the dropping will not smell at all. And then also broiler farmers. This is something that I had forgotten to tell you. I have one of my best friends. She does broilers. Actually, she's the one who took me that day to pick the birds. She helped me throughout the day. We set up the brooder together. We picked the birds together. So for her, she does broilers, and she normally have like 1,000 broilers. Now, she used to have issues with the droppings. Okay, so I kept on telling her to use the charcoal, and one time she embraced. So many farmers out there, it is hard for them to embrace these herbal remedies because some of us still believe that they may not work. We are so much into these synthetic drugs. So I told her the measurements, how to pound it, and how to mix with the feeds, and she decided to get the charcoal. She grinded it very well. Actually, she pounded it locally and mixed with the feeds. Remember, the droppings of these broilers was really smelling. They are really that those who have taken care of broilers, you know how their dropping is. It's really so watery. So she mixed with the feeds, and I remember these feeds were 400 kilograms. After doing that, after like 3 days, she called me. She said, "Sise, we need to make a video on this." I said, "What is it?" That this charcoal is working like magic for my birds. So that is what I'm telling you, that you can get specific herbs. If you cannot get everything that we are discussing here, okay, if you cannot find them, you get specific ones. But charcoal must always be there because that one is very easy to get. No one will give excuses that it's not easy to get the charcoal. If you're within Africa, it is very easy to get the charcoal, and we want the purely local charcoal, which is got from burning these woods. So that is the beauty of these herbal remedies. So that is why I will still encourage all of us. Let us get these herbal remedies and we give to the birds. It is not by force, it is by choice, but it is going to help your birds a lot. Okay? So for today, that is all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for loving me. But if you're still new, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be so grateful. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and I'll be smiling. See you next time. I love you all. Bye-bye.